Hey, Canes fans, join legendary All-Pro linebacker Ray Lewis as he hosts the 3rd annual University of Miami Sports Hall of Fame Celebrity Dolphin Fishing Tournament, June 28th and 29th in Alamorada, Florida. Fish alongside dozens of former Canes and NFL All-Stars. All are welcome to celebrate Saturday night at the spectacular Postcard Inn at the Holiday Isle. Meet your favorite Canes and NFL All-Stars while raising money for charity. Go to www.canesfish.com to register now.
994-9662. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services Office on Women's Health and the Ad Council.
Now, back to All Canes Radio. Tweet us at AllCanesRadio and interact with us on Facebook. Now, here's your host, Brian the Beast London.
Welcome back to All Canes Radio, the Beast Brian London, live from the Shack, Shake Shack in Coral Gables, 1450 South Dixie Highway, right across from the University of Miami. We've had a great show already tonight. Lamar Thomas, the remarkable one, joining us on the show. We've got Steve Rivera, the Canes barber, joining us on the show. We got the flat screens on the Heat game, so we're keeping track of that. And we got Platon from Pro Canes here and ProCanes.com. Harry from All Canes in the house. Manny and Daryl are here from SFSN TV. And you can follow them on Twitter at SFSN TV. That's the best place to get all your sports video highlights and, of course, watch the video of the show. So we got a lot of stuff going on, but the guy that's sitting to my left is one of the best to play at the U, holding down that secondary back then in the 90s. Nate Brooks joining us here on the show. And Nate, good to have you back on the show, my man.
What's up, baby? Good
to have you back. Tell everyone what you're up to nowadays. You've been doing a lot of charity work at times over your life, obviously. Still trying to help the kids in the hood, but now you're venturing out into the business world. You got some ice cream trucks floating around town, and you're working on your car dealership.
Yeah, definitely, man. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna do the correction. D Stocks, my man, he hold that cornerback down. I was just a special team king. That's my logo right there. Me and Tremaine Mack blocking them punts and everything like that. Yeah, we got the ice cream trucks in the city. In the city, we trying to get more food trucks out here too. You know, want to have as many as Jimmy Hoffa out here. You know what I'm saying? This is one way I can get to hire people. You know, especially people who work with my nonprofit organization. The great government, you know, we worldwide. I won't say worldwide, but throughout the country. We're in Cincinnati. Rest in peace to Reginald Pinkston. It's one of my lead workers for like 5 years in Cincinnati, Ohio. He was up there when Ocho Cinco was there. He did a tremendous job with us. He passed away in his sleep, you know what I'm saying, last month. And that was a big loss for us right there, like how when Boston lost Ray Allen. That dude was really special to me, man. You know, he was sent from God to help me out. You know, it's hard to get volunteers like that, you know, who you can trust, you know what I mean? But, yeah, I'm really excited about that, man. Everything going as planned.
Talk about how you got started with the ice cream trucks. Where did that idea come from?
I think Reginald, one of my lead workers, because we was working in the stadiums all over the country, you know, doing the foods. And, I mean, they was just, like, selling pizza, hot dogs, beer, you know, and things like that. And then, you know, then we had to wait till they send the checks down. Then I pay the workers and stuff like that. And they just began to understand the logic of it. It was like, man, you know, we can be selling our own stuff. You know, we ain't got to just do it for the stadium. You know what I mean? And then when the season over, they be still wanting to work. So I was like, nah. I say so they say, man, we get a food truck and it'll be compatible. Aerodynamically, it'll be just like working in the stadium, but we won't get the money, you know, the 10 grand, like how fast it come when we in the stadiums. We're gonna have to, you know, take some weeks and come across this money. But, you know, that was that. You know, the only thing that's different from having the food trucks and having the stadium is policing it. Because I got a Malcolm X philosophy where I believe that we're self-reliant. You know, as African Americans, we got to believe in each other. You know, we can't blame the white man, the Cubans, the Jews. It lead to my book, Black with No Excuses. You know, I say so. It's on us, man. We got to police ourselves. You know, and that's what I have a hard time doing with some of the people because they have felonies, and I try to give them a chance and everything like that, but we done had a truck stole from us in Orlando. We done had a lot of money stolen in North Carolina. It be incidents where you write police reports and stuff like that. But I'm from the streets, but it ain't no tough guy stuff. It's really brain cells, man, brain food, you know. And it's like I try to tell my kids, you know, you gotta trust in each other and start from the family, and we branch out, you know. But they started it with, you know, the working in the stadiums, and then we started getting the ice cream trucks. I like the ice cream trucks. We did it directly with the kids, you know, but it will get more aggressive now as we get closer to getting the car dealership going, because we're going to have to generate the funds to purchase the vehicles.
How many trucks do you have?
Right now.
And where are they at?
Right now we got a food truck in Orlando, ice cream truck in Orlando, 3, and then 3, so it's like 1 food truck and 4 ice cream trucks.
And you got 3 of the trucks down here.
Yeah.
And then you got a food truck and an ice cream truck in Orlando.
Right.
And you're overseeing it all.
All day.
And talk about the you know, that's obviously I mean, that puts a lot of responsibility on your shoulders.
Yeah, I mean, it's like special teams. You know what I'm saying? That would take a special team. You know, you can't think like you're gonna not take any losses. You know, you gotta have sacrifice. You know, I think the biggest thing is the type of people I deal with. Sending them a $25 check, it's like $500, man. Believe it or not, the people I deal with, you know, it's like we send little checks out, but if you take $1,000 and not go to sending checks out, you'll be surprised. You know, I mean, the people that we buy toys, not just on Thanksgiving when we get our turkeys, but like literally, you know, we got the a little dread scholarship dreams really evolve daily for my son. He's doing rap music. You know, I got my other little son Marlon. You know, I dedicate to Marlon Barnes. I love him to death. You know, he on the trucks with us now. My other little son Prize, he my youngest kid. He Lil Wayne, he's phenomenal. So when I get my kids to see what I'm doing, they have to match my energy. They gotta match my energy. I set the platform high. You know what I mean? And from that point there, you know, being a community leader, you gotta think my dad marched with the real Martin Luther King, man. This is in me. This is where I come from. This is what I'm about.
What is being a father? How has that changed you over the years? Or what has it taught you?
I mean, really and truly, it's like my kids challenge me. You know, they challenge me not to lose my gut. They always punching me in my stomach, man. I be like,
I get that too.
I'm the sexiest guy ever, man. I had it all, but I got a bang. I had a push-up contest with my son. We basically it was a tie. You know what I'm saying? I started showing him how to rest doing his push-ups in Lamar. But the thing is, like I explained to him, it's like it's what you used to doing. You know, so if you used to, you know, pain, then you can go in that deep water. But as soon as you feel that pain you're not used to, you'll stop. And that's what he had did. But then when I explained it to him, he started doing more push-ups. You know, so basically to stay myself and make sure I give it my all. You know, that's what my dad did. He died of a heart attack on his job pushing the buffer machine. He was a custodian. You know, he had 3 jobs, no car, no excuses. You know what I mean? All the way to the day he dropped. So that's what I want to do. I want to down no ice cream truck and nothing like that. But you know.
But Nate, you're a jack of all trades. I mean, and even when you were a player at the University of Miami, yeah, you were a great special teamer. You were and on defense. But you also did the rap music.
Right.
A lot of people remember you for that. I mean, they remember your videos. They remember you rapping. I guess, how did you get into that? And talk about football and your love of music at that time.
And actually going to school.
Yeah,
going to school.
Yeah, you know, I got my master's. I'm in school now trying to get a PhD. That's real hard, man. I see why it takes people so long to accomplish those goals, but it's just a lot of reading, and I don't read on that level the amount of material that fast. So that's the biggest challenge I have. So it's kind of like finding how I can get a master's and break it down. Maybe it'd be in criminal justice or something like that. When I was at University of Miami, they didn't have Twitter then. I didn't have nobody would follow me on Twitter. I had real cameras following me. You know what I'm saying? It was doing the documentary Scott album and Matt Stein and those guys was, you know, Chad. They was right behind me 3 years out of the 5 I was there. So that was phenomenal for me right there. So that also pressured me to go to class, because I was like, I got the police with me. I can't even miss class. Right. But I love my major. My major was theater, the rock. you know, who I had to prove I could act better than him. He was always proving it when he was in school. Now he's proving it outside of school. But I always told him I'll be an actor when I'm in my 50s. I want to be an older actor. I want to be an older coach. You know, like I got my life planned out, you know what I mean? So I'm definitely going to go to L.A. and take a swing at that, you know what I mean?
You were selling CDs in the locker room. I mean, I talked to a lot of former guys, and they remember, I mean, you know, a lot of guys say the locker room back then was like a flea market. I mean, you got one guy selling cell phones in one corner, another guy selling CDs in the other. I guess, you know, what was that like, Nate?
Yeah, then you still have Ro Marley now. Ro Marley, Bob Marley's son, he had things that was basically always, you know, approachable for items. You know, Bob was a legend. You know, Marley was a legend. So, and right now they even got their own coffee and everything going. I had got cleared from the NCAA to continue to sell my music. It was a big deal because coming out of high school, I was already selling music. You know, Luther Campbell, that was my music consultant. And then they had this situation with Luke and all those guys that ain't had nothing to do with me. You know what I'm saying? They was older than me, and then the school was about to go on probation, and they ain't know where we was heading at. And so I was sort of nervous, you know, and then we got hit, you know what I'm saying? So with me being able to continue to sell my material, I was hyped, you know what I'm saying? Because I was like, all right, good. At least I get to do this, because we wasn't on TV no more. We ain't had the scholarships. We was just, then Marlon Barnes got murdered. Then it was like, man, this thing is like the worst. This is the worst part of my life, but the best part of my life, you know what I'm saying? You know? So,
are you still into the music thing, or it looks like your sons are?
Yeah. My boy is definitely going hard. Lil Dredd, he got a song called Love Issues that's basically got over 70,000 views on YouTube, and he's like, he up there with Lil Wayne as far as putting the metaphors together. I just finished my album, my 6th album titled Brain Food. You know, I always say I ain't just the hardest artist, I'm the smartest artist. You know what I mean? And basically, you know, I'm gonna go on tour with him. You know, I'm his music agent. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna go on tour with him and see what he do. Right now, the game have changed so much because of technology. You know, they on the internet. You know, they in the internet. I was in the streets with mine, you know what I mean? So you don't make that $100,000, you wanna sell 10,000 CDs out here on the streets and get that money. You know, I try to tell him that. So he sort of feeling his way through it. But you know what I'm saying? Nobody will argue me. I was just telling my son, Marlon and Wayne, nobody in the country have sold more CDs to me on the streets. You know, including 50 Cent. You know what I'm saying? Because of my format, because of my setup. And my kids were like, Daddy, what you talking about? 50 Cent this, 50 Cent that. I told him, I said, I had my own energy drink before 50 Cent. He just got distribution on his. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
We ain't gonna name drop, but some of these NFL guys that made a lot of promises ain't come back and hold their end of the stick up. You know what I'm saying? So Marlon Barnes' mama still ain't got her house yet. You know, a lot of people said they was gonna do a lot of stuff. They ain't do it yet. You know what I'm saying? I see guys filing bankruptcy. I'm like, what's up with that? You know what I'm saying? You know, a lot of guys went to the NFL, they forgot about Marlon Barnes. She's still there. I'm still trying to get my millions right. You know, I play for position over possession. You know, I got the strongest relationship with God. I always say, Nate the Great, I'm just like Jesus. I can't walk on the water, but I'm going to make all y'all believers.
Yeah,
man.
Yeah, I got you. No doubt about it, man. Talk about, obviously, Marlon's death had a huge impact on your life.
Yes.
And you could tell till this day.
Right.
Still a huge impact on your life. What did you learn from that situation? If anything, if you can learn from that situation.
I like to give take the time to explain to the guys who play for the Hurricanes right now to know that Marlon Barnes, his trademark was full speed. You know what I'm saying? And if they want to do anything to be a Hurricane, to play full speed, lights out, man. You know what I'm saying? And I just seen not so much last year, but the year before last, I used to check out some of the games, and I just felt that the guys was not, going lights out. Like they was trying to kill somebody on the field, you know what I'm saying? And that's how Marlon played, relentless. With Ray Lewis and Sapp and those guys, Kenny Holmes. It was relentless, and that's what I took to the special teams part of the game, full speed. So I blew my shoulder out, still played, no surgery, no nothing. But now, not saying these guys are tiptoeing, but like you can't care. You can't care. You can't care if you die for this,
What about, Nate, a lot of guys come in, they have their dream of playing, starting, being a starter on defense, going to the NFL.
Yeah.
You took so much pride in playing that special teams role and making plays with guys like Tremaine Mack and other guys. Was it hard for you, or did you realize, you know what, this is my niche and I'm gonna make the best of it?
Right. I knew the situation was had got harder when they put me behind Dwayne Starks. You know, it was no room for me to budge. You know, Dwayne from Overtown, I'm from Scott Projects. We this thug life right here, we represent the same flag. You know what I'm saying? Like, why put me behind him? So Coach Pagano explained to me, you know, just the other day, my son was asking me, Nate, were you better than Dwayne Starks? Because they hear about him, you know, and I was telling him, I say the showcase was to be better than Dwayne Starks or to be better than anybody who came through the University of Miami. At the end of your career, you want to be the best or considered one of the best. But that show was never taking place because I'm placed behind him. So I'm like, man, I'm not gonna beat him out of this position. This dude's lightning fast. He's different from me. Put me on the other side. But Coach Pagano felt it would be best that I'm behind Dwayne Starks to push him because of them freshmen, he wasn't going to take them serious. So after Dwayne Starks, I pushed him my junior year or whatever. And then my senior year, he's gone. And then it was time for me to do my thing. And I blew my shoulder the third game of the season. So that was just like, wow.
One of the biggest plays that you were involved in was that game at West Virginia with Tremaine Mack. You know, time is running down. West Virginia's got a punt essentially from about their own 20 or so. Tremaine blocks it.
Right. Jack Hallman got it.
Jack Hallman gets it. Yeah. He hands it to you, reverse backwards lateral, and you take it to the house for the win with just a few seconds left. Describe that. Is that one memory that you'll just never forget? And what do you remember doing it at West Virginia, which is not an easy place to play? Their fans
as they're throwing batteries at you.
Garbage cans on top of Randy Shannon. Yeah, they bust him in the head with it. Yeah, that was that feeling right there. Couldn't nothing top that, but when Dwayne Starks ran it in for a touchdown in the Super Bowl. And me and D, I love D Starks, man. He told me so much information playing corner, same way Ty Law did when I was with the Patriots. The little time I was there, I asked a lot of questions, you know what I mean? So that's why I want to, show and prove. But that can't nothing top that West Virginia play, man. You know, Ed Reed ran a lateral back. I think it was against Boston College.
Yeah.
But I told Reed that they touched him right at the end. And he almost fell, but I said, they ain't touched me. I went in on free, you know what I mean? His was longer, but yeah, that West Virginia game was is definitely, I think, one of the best plays that ever happened at the U.
Do you remember it? I mean, can you remember from the snap to the time you were into the end zone?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing about the whole play was my responsibility was not to go after the kick. I was going after the punter, so if he was thinking he was going to run it out, that was about to be the biggest play because I was finna catch him. He wasn't going to run it out the back of the end zone.
Safety, taking safety.
Right, that was what they was going to try to do. So that's why I had to come back. When I seen Mac had done flipped him, I had to come back, you know what I mean? So we had it all planned out. We wasn't going to leave Morgantown with an L. We was finna win that game. Rather, I was going to catch him. And then Edgerton going to run it in for 2 yards, or we was going to score in the red zone, or T-Mac going to go ahead and block it like he did.
Well, what was it like to have a guy like T-Mac on there that was just so good at special teams? Teams had to start, and back then special teams wasn't taken all that seriously, but teams had to start scheming for him, whether it was on kickoff returns or blocks. What was it like having a guy like that who also took such pride in that position?
I put Tremaine Mack right with Dwayne Starks with their unselfishness. The way D Starks would tell you anything, knowing that you're trying to take his position, he would tell you everything you want to know. And it was like, if I was in the same position, would I have done it for him? Probably not. I wouldn't have been telling him nothing, man. Not like that. He used to tell me all kind of. I was like, I'm trying to take your position, and he would still tell me. You know what I'm saying? Like Tremaine Mack was the same way. So that what created Nate the Great. That's why I was so. When I got hurt, I didn't want to take no surgery because then I would have missed my senior year. I still end up with 3 picks. forced 4 fumbles. I made Peter Ward fumble in the Florida State game. You know what I'm saying? Like with the harness on my arm, because I was like, nah, man, these stars done got me right all the way up to my senior year. T-Mac done showed me a lot of stuff. This is gonna go down. You know what I mean? So three games consecutively, I would just block the kick, boom, boom, boom. Then that last one, bam. You know what I mean? But I was well prepared for that senior year. But guys like T-Mac and guys like Dwayne Starks, man, I salute them, man. Honestly, I salute them because they know they the deal. You know what I'm saying? They know they the deal.
When's the last time you talked to those guys?
These stars, I always talk to him on Facebook. You know what I'm saying? He got a limousine service. I'm about to get my money up and get ready to start showing up.
They're sponsored.
They're Quanstar Limo sponsors the show.
Oh, that's what's
yeah. Quanstar Limo sponsors.
One time with Quan, you know what I'm saying?
Quanstar Limos.
What I want to do is basically go at them with a couple of grands and just say, like, man, hey, this is what we got for these kids out here. We want to get some limousines just so they can ride around like I was doing my music. Because a lot of kids in the inner city, they don't ride around in a limo unless it's a funeral. You know what I'm saying? They that's the only time they get to ride in the limousine.
Right.
You know, so for him to, to rebuild that whole Overtown thing the way he did for them kids was just magnificent. You know what I'm saying? And he a real dude. You know what I mean? So we definitely want to keep bumping those ice cream trucks out here. And as a matter of fact, I seen these stocks at the gas station when I was getting one of my trucks done. And I was talking to him, talked to Ocho Cinco. That's the name of the game is. They still in the hood, man. These stars, Ocho Cinco, a lot of guys, some guys got missing, but he didn't. You know, he stayed 10 toes on the ground.
Nate, you were here when you came in under Coach Erickson, and then you were here on the transition to Coach Davis. Yes. What was that like?
Wow, Coach Erickson is like heaven, man. You know what I'm saying? And you can't, other than Coach Lachito, my high school coach, God bless the dead. I didn't play with. You had to ask Lamar Thomas. I didn't play for Jimmy. You know, but I don't know if you're topping Coach Erickson, man. Coach Erickson, like he from the hood or something, you know. And when you like that, man, you ain't got a problem with a guy wearing no bandana, the pull out goes in the, and the nose ring and playing the music in the locker room. I mean, just win, that's important. You know what I'm saying? That's important. When Butch Davis came in, I think that we was stuck. It was like we was the last Mohicans. Like it was some problem with Butch Davis and Coach Erickson, like some kind of mafia war zone that we ain't had nothing to do with. So this is a situation where, you know how you got the media always in your ear and you get upset about it. So if you got a phenomenal coach like Jimmy Johnson, and then he leave a bunch of players, then Erickson win with him, and then the media is all powerful. And then, hey, you ain't winning with your own players. Won't you pick your own players? And then Jim and then frustrate Erickson to the point where whenever he do leave, Butch comes, and then he's relentless with saying, "Don't y'all come over here telling me I ain't gonna win with my own players, because those are Coach Erickson players, and these players basically ain't gonna be playing that much." So a lot of us felt like, man, we getting hit like we was the reason we got put on probation. You know what I'm saying? And it was hard for us because we ain't got the depth. And when you changing the program around from the inside out, a businessman like myself, I understood what was happening. You know what I'm saying? But I ain't really care then, because my dad had passed. I had to take care of my mom. In the NFL, we the youth. Everybody going to the NFL anyway. We going. We don't know who are gonna make the team and who all that. But this is like the cash cow right here to get to the youth. Ain't no player. There ain't no school in the country got more players than us in the NFL. You know what I'm saying? So everybody know they going to the league. You know what I'm saying? It's just that you don't want to be the ones who don't have the depth. Because if you ain't got the depth, now I have to go on special. I got to do too much on special teams, and when you tired. It made a big difference. We had to get Santana Moss off a track team and all these. He couldn't even catch at first, you know what I'm saying? So he stayed after, and then that showed what type of person he is. He was out there all the time, like, you know what I'm saying? So it was amazing, man. You know what I'm saying? You definitely cherish those days, you know what I'm saying? And when they gone, they gone.
All right, we know the biggest play was the play against West Virginia.
Right.
So we need, for our Pro Canes question of the week, we need your second favorite moment from your time at the University of Miami.
Oh man, when I hit when I made Peter Ward fumble in the Florida State game because, you know, I had told him, if don't touch the ball, I'm gonna break his neck. And Butch Davis said, "Why did you say that?" He wrote it in the paper. "You told Peter Ward if you touch the ball, you're gonna break his neck." And I say, "I am gonna break his neck." Like you know, it's like my kid asked me, he say, "Who's a better special team player, you or Devin Hester?" I say it all depends on who Devin Hester got to stop me from going down there, because they couldn't find nobody to stop me from going down there. So this is just like these type of questions, like who will beat Mike Tyson or Muhammad Ali in their prime. You know what I'm saying? I was like, man, Coach Davis knew how sharp I was. So if Devin Hester was down on kickoff team, we're gonna kick it on my side of the hash, and I'm gonna be down as soon as the ball get down there. So some of these questions, I'm like, Coach Davis knew I'm gonna handle my business. You know what I'm saying?
So Peter Ward
caught the ball, and basically the guy pushed me in the back. And he shook me. I got back up. I guess he thought he was going to go into his little dancing mode, and I nailed him. Boom!
From behind.
Yeah, he fumbles right from the side. I got him good. Boom! He fumbled. Scott Covington threw the fade route. I think 2 plays later to Moss. Yeah.
Unbelievable stuff, man.
Yeah. And Butch Davis. This to show you how the relationship with me and Butch was, right? Butch Davis said, "Nate Brooks, get in my office now. Get in my office now. What the hell wrong with you? You telling Peter Ward you're going to break his neck, and now he's mad. Now you done made him mad." I say, "Coach, I'm your all-star, man. What you talking about? You be quiet. You talk too much." Like that, right? And so now we go on out there. I nail him. Bam! At halftime, Coach say, "Nate Brooks, where's Nate Brooks? Get up here. We need more guys like this." That's what we talking about. So I'm like, because when he called me at halftime, I was like, man, what did I do now? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, what did I do now? He say, "We need more guys like this. This guy talk the talk, and he walk the walk." You know what I'm saying? So I was like, Coach all over the place, and I'm like, yeah, there you go, Coach. And then finally, at the end of the game, you know, we didn't win and everything like that, you know, but he was like, "You still talk too much, Nate."
No doubt about it. Nate Brooks, our guest on All Canes Radio, man. Where can people find you on the social media? You on Twitter? You on Facebook? Where you at, man?
Yeah, I got what we call the Keep It Real Show. You know what I'm saying? On on Facebook, the Keep It Real Show. We just keep it real, and Megaball381. That's my email address. You can add me on Facebook. You know what I'm saying? And we have all type of topics, a variety of topics. I get a lot of heat because I love Boston Celtics, so I don't like the Heat at all. You know what I'm saying? So that's what the Keep It Real Show be rocking. Everybody be like, "Oh man, you don't like the Heat?" You know what I'm saying? I say, "Nah, man, I like people that transfer teams and stuff like that." It's not going to be like a legacy like Boston Celtics. Like this is a system here. This is like a fade. It's a fade. It'll go away. LeBron James and this stuff right here. It'll go away. Then everybody will come back down to earth. You know what I'm saying?
I got you, man.
You picked a good night to talk about the Heat, Nate.
As they're rolling against Chicago. Hey, Nate, thanks for coming down, man. Good luck with the ice cream trucks and the car dealership and all this stuff.
Sure.
Let us know what you're up to, man. We'll always have you back and promote what you got going on. And thanks for everything you do for everyone around town, especially in Overtown and where you grew up.
Liberty City.
Yeah, Liberty City. And thanks for what you do for the 305.
That's what's up.
And we appreciate you, man.
All right, man. Y'all take care, man. Hurricanes for life.
Nate Brooks joining us here on All Canes Radio. We'll be back after this to wrap this one up. Right here from Shake Shack, you're listening to All Canes Radio.
We don't care about nobody except it's you. We don't.
You're listening to